Once Miss Streetz say it, I rock with it, man. She one of those people on question. All right, we appreciate you.
Hey, Miss Streetz, how you gonna do 'em like that?
Big shout out to Kim. Kim, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So Kim, you are a PR. Talk about, well, actually, I want you to define the role of being a PR, public relations, for those who don't know.
Yeah, so often people they hear PR, they hear public relations manager, and they're not sure. They're like, "Oh, can you manage me?" And it's not necessarily a manager. We're managing your brand. We're managing the talent. So public relations management, we're managing your interaction and how you proceed to the public. As the CEO of PER Empress Links, agency, a lot of people really inquire and they want, our back end, they want our services, but they're not really sure all of what it takes to kind of build a brand and expose a brand, a talent, or a business.
Right, cool. So like what skills are needed to be like a PR, a good PR?
Definitely need to be structured, need to be organized, you have to be goal oriented. When our talent reaches out to you and they share like, I want to know what's my next move. They don't really know, they don't know what they want. So you have to be like a thinker for them. You have to kind of, I guess, construct a plan based on what you see have going on for them and say like, this is how we want to roll it out. So you want to make sure that it's structured, it's organized, you have a time frame of who you're tackling, what you're tackling. It's like kind of like the medical field. It's different tiers of service, right? So if someone reaches out and they're like, I need to see a specialty doctor, it's like, which specialty doctor? They have to figure out, what tier of service do they need underneath PR.
Right.
With PR, we have like the event coordination, we have the marketing and advertising, we have a booking agent aspect, and it's just a lot of linking and connecting the dots. So that whole big networking portion, it's more so bringing all of our resources together for the betterment of the client.
Cool. Definitely. I didn't know most of that stuff. So you schooling me too. So talent wants to come to you, let's say. What do you look for in that talent? Is there something in particular or like a goal they have? Like what makes you actually say, okay, I'm going to jump on board?
I don't know if a lot of people realize, like I'm gonna say maybe during the pandemic, a lot of like credit repair companies came about, right? And they started saying, "How can I help you repair your credit?" Like they did background checks, they did thorough kind of investment of the history. I want to dig deep into say, like, what's going on with you? What makes you the next biggest thing? What makes you capable? Let me see your background. How long have you been in the industry? Did it just happen overnight? What have you done so far? I can't want it more for a client than they want it for themselves. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 months, 5 years or so? Is it just something that you think is going to happen overnight, or are you willing to put like the sweat, tears, and work actually into it? I do review the work, of course. It's not just a matter of someone coming and they automatically get selected because they want to, open an account with my agency. I want to review whether it's the product. I want to actually sample the product themselves. If it's a venue, I want to stop by the venue and speak with that owner and see the vision for that venue that they want us to market and advertise. If it's a talent, I need to actually sit with my A&R and say, hey, this talent is interested. Can you review their work? Let me know what they can work on. Is it radio ready? Is it performance ready? Is it in demand right now for the community? Right now, sometimes they may say, hey, we're interested in R&B, or we're interested in sexy drill, or we're interested in rap. How do we know that this is even marketable? It's not you just take on anybody that presents something to you. Is it marketable at that moment? So similar to like a credit score background check, do we check all these boxes, and then making sure that we're giving them the feedback so that they'll know like you are ready or what you can do to get ready.
Cool. Sounds good. So for those who don't know, and we're speaking for the talent, how do you guys have like contracts, or is it like, hey, we're going to do 30 days with you? Like, how is that, for the most part, or if you can speak to it?
So I can speak to it from my agency. I know some of my peers, my colleagues, everyone package things differently. We like to do a 30-day where, it's no type of immediate commitment. For the most part, everyone just kind of gives it a nice test trial, and we're confident to know that they'll re-enroll. So they do a 30-day kind of agreement with us. It is a contractual agreement, and we just do a run from there. Beforehand, we'll customize a plan. So it's not that from the time they sign up, we just kind of figure it out and wing it. We know all our resources. We know all the different platforms that we have relationships with, whether we're going to do performances, whether we're going to do mic drops, or we're going to do interviews and podcasts. We already know who all we're going to reach out to. We just wait for the client to say, I would like to start on this date. And then usually like a week or 2 weeks prior, we'll make sure we brainstorm and say, like, this is what we can expect for the next 30 days. And then after that, then we'll continue on and do another 30 days. We'll just continue to keep renewing our contract.
And go from there. Cool. Sounds
Mhm.
good. So let's talk about damage control. It might not be in your area, in your field of, I'm not sure, like, what line. Well, I do know what line you do, but let's just talk in general for PRs. When they do damage control, artist comes out and does something crazy or says something crazy. How do you guys handle that? Like, what's like the number one thing you kind of want to do and take care of, obviously?
That is usually automatically our biggest responsibility, damage control. So that comes into play when we're doing our rollout plan. We have an in-depth conversation. I allow my clients to have their confidentiality, of course, but share with me what's going on with you personally. Share with me what you've experienced. Tell me the history behind your music, what sparked it, what's going on, like, where did it stem from? So this way I can get a better understanding of the character, so I can learn the person I'm working with. Like I said, people will come and say, hey, I just, I want to be a star or make me the next biggest thing, but I want to know what I can pull from a character base to make you marketable, to make you be able to relate to the community. And now I can kind of learn somewhat your way of thinking, so that when we run into these situations, I know, okay, that's what happened. Or being a good publicist, you're proactive to preventing it from happening. Of course, nothing's always in our control. Some things are out of our hands, but the moment, and I have encountered it, the moment that things come about that can be used against a rollout plan that we have in place, automatically being able to get the talent on the phone and hear them out and hear what's going on. Because sometimes it can be that we're doing such a great job that they're creating a lot of buzz, and the controversy and people gravitating and wanting to see, like, oh, okay, like, maybe I can kind of jump on that bandwagon and draw some negativity behind it. It'll get the other individual or group some traction. I like to get my talent on the line and share, like, let me know your side of the story so I can have your best interests at heart, and we can make sure that the right story is being told.
Nice, cool. So, what's the benefits and the perks of being a PR? Some might say, oh, I get to go to concerts and stuff like that, but what's the benefits and the perks?
I want to say the relationships, the amount of relationships that are formed with being a publicist is beyond. Like, as long as you are literally, I guess, delivering on what you said you was going to deliver on, the amount of referrals that come in, like, everything has landed on my desk. Nothing has been me or my team members reaching out and saying, please choose us, choose us, choose us. We want you, to have us as your publicist. Everything comes to you because the work speaks for itself. And the phone calls and the things that land on our desk, we're usually like, oh, wow, okay, sure, we'll take this person on as a client, or we'll take this group on as a client. And it's usually something to kind of like cheer yourself on about and, toot your own horn and say, like, wow, this is another relationship that is literally just a phone call away. There are things, of course, like, the perks of going to different events and concerts and stuff, but that's something. If you're doing what you want to do right in life, you should be able to provide those things for your own. You shouldn't be looking forward to, oh, I only get to go to this concert because of my role in life. If you're doing well, then you should be able to purchase tickets to support that concert naturally as your I guess, treat to yourself. My reward is the relationships that are formed with the people that you once said, oh, wow, this person was on television or this person was on a radio. Now they're confiding in you and they really value your opinion and take your advice. And that just kind of like reconfirms like your role and that you're doing the right thing.
Right, cool. So relationship
Mhm.
people. All right. So let's take it back. Let's talk about you more. So how did you become a PR and what made you interested in that role?
Mhm. So I actually went to Morgan State University. I do have my bachelor's. Straight out of college, I did a lot of organization, a lot of structures, bills and plans, rollouts, kind of executing other people's vision, right? So when I applied that to immediate friends and family, and they're just like, hey, like, I want to coordinate this event, or I have this idea with this, body butter, how can we get this out to people? Or hey, I want to perform. Like, do you have any suggestions on where I can go to perform? I was able to utilize my educational background and apply it to, I feel like, an industry that really doesn't necessarily have rules. It is based around relationships, but there really isn't a lot of black and white. There's not, you have to do it my way or the highway. When you compare the industry to corporate America, which I have a lot of background in corporate America, it's a shock to everybody, but people like it. They like the fact that they can actually sit back and relax and go, oh, okay, this is going to be done at a professional standard, and it's going to be done with a lot of communication. It's going to be done top tier. I would say I literally just applied corporate America to the industry, made sure I did use my educational background to a field that most people would consider a hobby, but I really don't consider it a hobby. It's literally, this is work. This is my 9 to 5. This is my corporate America that I'm trying to assist and help tighten up.
Okay, cool. Nice, nice. So can you talk about some clients you had, or actually talk about some clients that you were kind of shocked that maybe you said those papers land on the desk or you get those phone calls. Can you name some people that you were kind of shocked by?
Yes, I want to say our icon, they said he ended up being the sexiest man alive. His daughter reached out to me, Shy. She is a female rapper from Staten Island, the Princess of Staten Island, and we ended up working together. I was very shocked to hear that she wanted to be an artist. I wasn't super familiar of this her father having children that were in the music industry, so I was honored to represent her as one of, like, you know, his children to want to do music. So I did represent her. We made sure we pushed her, got her a lot of motion, a lot of traction. She actually recently released a music video with Stephanie Garcia, who is really, really thriving as well. She's another artist that's thriving out of New York. And I'm glad that the two of them were able to collaborate and do a nice project together. I have helped Steph G with placement with different things. She does have her own primary PR, but I do appreciate, like, when my colleagues, clients, you know, don't mind saying, hey, like, do you have something else that might be beneficial for us? And, you know, you kind of throw them a booking or a situation. But having you know, that land on my desk, that was like, oh wow, okay, that's kind of rewarding. You know, I'm sure that, you know, her father is definitely thriving. He is now actor, mogul, legendary icon of Wu-Tang, and he has a lot of things on his
I
plate.
know what
So
you're talking about. I love him. I think a lot of women love the MATHOD, but you know, but yeah, so that's dope. That's really dope. Give some advice to future PRs or people looking to possibly, you know, take on that role or jump into that industry.
I would say, please do it wholeheartedly. Don't do it for the 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 like of being at the concerts, the like of being at special events, and being around celebrities. Like, one thing that I can appreciate when I share, and I cannot stress enough the relationships. These people are, everyone is human.
Yeah.
Everyone has flaws, including myself, including my team. Nobody is perfect. Everyone, we all eat the same, we all sleep the same. Everybody is an individual just thriving for success, just like yourself, my team members, and even I, right? Sky's not the limit. So when you take on the responsibility, you start honoring that, holding the title that, you know, you're a publicist or interning as a publicist. Don't do it to be around another human being. It just happens to be another human being that has a lot of accolades under their belt, and that tends to be a little more popular than the next. I'm not taking away from anybody's, you know, awards or acknowledgement in their career and their journey, but I would share with publicists that you'll be more successful if you treat someone with, hey, this is what you want done. I'm excited to make sure that I bring that vision to life, as opposed to, this is what you want done. I can't wait to work with a celebrity.
Right. Yes, that's dope. That's good advice. Definitely good advice. This is the area where I kind of leave open to have people basically plug in anything they got going on as far as new projects or things like that. So if you want to talk about anything coming up, the year's about to be over too. So what's going on for the rest of 2025?
Yes. So when I share, a lot of things keep landing on the desk. Thank you, booked and busy. I am definitely blessed and honored to be booked and busy. We have a fashion show coming up literally a week from today, Tuesday, September 9th, which literally happens to be the day before my birthday. But me being selfless, I didn't mind. I took on this fashion show. It's going to be at the legendary Copacabana. It's called the Blockbusters Industry Edition. So we're going to mesh fashion with movies. So we're going to have actors, actresses, celebrities, models, fashion designers, anything that we've ever kind of like crossed paths with. We want to merge a little bit of everything. And that is going to be at the Copacabana in Manhattan, Tuesday, September 9th, and doors open at 5:30. I am super excited. I have partnered with Mimi. She is here from Atlanta. She's stationed on the ground, and we have been doing a really great job building her brand, which is Bag Behavior, and we teamed with SM Leathers. That's September 9th. I also got a phone call from a venue owner in Atlantic City. So September 27th, they are going to be opening and doing a grand premiere of a new venue, and they want to generate traffic from New York. So hopefully, now that everyone has kind of touched every borough, we can go ahead and move our business elsewhere. I do have a lot of relationships up and down the East Coast, but Atlantic City gave us a call and they would like us to curate something for them. So we're definitely in a lot of conversation for curating this project for them for September 27th. And thank you to Jackpot for that initial connection. Breeze from Hit the Beat. So we have connected, and he's been doing a lot of showcases all throughout New York. And they're not just showcases, they're literally artist development platforms where he has a lot of different artists kind of just showcasing talent. He does put headliner performances on them, does put celebrity and radio DJs to review and judge performances. So we have definitely working closely together. He has taken the PR agency on as an official PR representation to make sure that we have things going, thriving, and market for Hit the
Nice, good. So you definitely booked and busy, and I'm sure stuff are going to continuously to come in. So yes, that's a blessing. Definitely is for sure. Before you go, Kim, you got to drop your social media, anything that will help any talent out there, possibly looking for PR placements or just relationships. Go ahead and drop your social media.
Yes. So you guys can follow me at Kim_public_relations_MGMT. That stands for management. So Kim Public Relations Management. And for individuals that already have PRs and management, feel free to email the agency at Empress Links PR at gmail.com. And that is EMPRESSLINKS PR at gmail.com. We look forward to connecting with you all.
Nice. Well, thank you, Kim. I really appreciate this. This was actually a lesson for myself, as well as others, I'm sure. For those who, like I said, didn't have any info on what a PR actually does. So thank you for schooling us all here today. For
Thank
sure.
you for having me.